Hello and a very warm welcome back to my channel. Following the success of the Embed series in the first version of the Sussex Daily News channel, we will continue to discuss Meghan Markle in version 2, and in this video, we continue to give you the truth Meghan Markle's Hollywood evil ambition. Let's discuss it with me now. For Meghan Markle, at least, she has never stopped going Hollywood. It was, after all, the place she always intended to get the return to. Although she never announced that publicly, we can all now see that was her true intent. She has never left Hollywood in her heart, her mind, or her actions. She always acted like she was the star of the Meghan Markle show and all the other people around her were just bit players. Hence the reason why she always did things the way she thought they should be done, not the way she was asked to do them. She was, in her mind, the director, producer and the main star of her own show, so she called the rules, made the scripts, handled the wardrobe, lighting, and content of what the show was for that day or that event. She was the head honcho. All this in her own mind, of course, not in reality. This answers all the questions for why she has done the many silly and hurtful things she has done since joining the royal family. She followed her own script, one she thought up and wrote all on her own. No one else was going to tell her what to say, what to do, or what to wear. She did it all herself because she was the boss. Even after marrying Harry, she kept all her Hollywood agents, PR firms, contacts in Hollywood, the whole enchilada. She never let any of her Hollywood contacts go. She knew her end goal was to return to Hollywood with Harry in tow. In retrospect, we can see that now. Why she couldn't have been honest about all this from the start is another question. She probably knew it would have been shot down by the royal family. They thought that by marrying Harry, she had signed on to work for the Queen instead of doing actions the Queen requested of her, not things she did of her volition. But in Meghan Markle's mind, the Queen was never the boss, it was always herself. No one ever was higher than Meghan Markle, even the Queen of England was beneath her in the pecking order. Whether Harry knew Hollywood was her end goal, is another question. I suspect he figured or was told about this well in advance of their January admission that they were leaving as a full-time working royal members of the royal family. Harry's knowledge of this and his going along with it, you can definitely say Harry has gone Hollywood too, just as Meghan Markle never stopped all along. Sad they never shared this info with anyone. We and the royal family had to find out all this from the media. Nothing about Meghan Markle has ever been truthful since day one. She made up a fraudulent woman who ensnared Harry 3 years ago, making herself seem to be the perfect woman for him, checking off all the boxes he would look for in a mate. It was all a front to ensnare a prince. She was not real, at least the version she showed at first to Harry and to the world, especially to the royal family. In that regard, Meghan Markle became a pretty good actress. I hate admitting that, but it is true because she sure fooled everyone for a time. But like all good acting, it can't go on forever. The mask or act will always start to falter at some point, and hers started to falter not too far after the wedding. We started getting glimpses of the real Meghan Markle. The self-centered, selfish, non-conforming parts of her couldn't be hidden for long. They had to come out because she is a narcissist, and that is what narcissists do. They have to be in charge, have to have the say and power in any relationship. So it began slowly with Harry and the rest of the world as we slowly watched in horror as the real Meghan Markle began to emerge from the depths of her soul. The dark, cold interior of Meghan Markle couldn't hold in that serpent for too long. It had to emerge at some time, and it didn't take too long before the snake came out of its hole and reared its ugly head. And what a shock it was to behold. This person who now walked and talked in the same body as the first Meghan Markle looked like the same person but was so very different from whom she was in the beginning. She used to nice, kind, inviting, caring, sweet, and warm. Now, this person is blank. When you look into her eyes, there is a coldness about her that is not approachable or warm at all. She stands straighter with head held higher, more in control, more knowledgeable, more in power than before. Gone is the sweet, kind, caring, nurturing woman we all saw in the beginning, and the snake now that is before our eyes are the direct opposite from the person who we opened our hearts and arms to in the beginning. This does show that Meghan Markle can act for a considerable amount of time when it behooves her, and it gets her something she has longed for her entire life. But it cannot be withstood for very long. She can't continue the charade forever. The real her was screaming to come out, and boy, did she. She had us all fooled, she was not nearly the person we thought she was in the beginning. What we see now, is someone classically from Hollywood, an aging, self-centered, self-possessed, struggling actor who never got where she wanted to be on her own, never got the adulation and attention she craved by herself, she needed more help to rise above her station in life. So she set a plan in motion to find, bag and bring a rich prince back to Hollywood with her who could give her the panache she needed to reach the big leagues in Hollywood, where she could finally fit in with the much sought-after A-list celebs, the rich and famous, the jet-setters, the beautiful people who have nothing more to do than hang around the pool all day sipping martinis talking shop talk about what new scripts and parts will be available soon and who they think will be the best person for said parts and scripts. Hollywood, let's get it straight, is pure competition for everything. There are so many beautiful, talented men and women in Hollywood, 1,000 or more for each little nugget of a part in a script, that only the uber best get those even tiniest of parts. You have to be on your best game all the time in Hollywood. Looking at your absolute best in your finest designer clothes, with the best body, the best hair, the best makeup, and acting skills. Meghan Markle knew all this already because no matter how long and how hard she tried, close to 20 years of trying, she never could quite reach the top of the heap. But with a rich prince, titles and his money, now she could. She would be the newest, greatest, brightest star that Hollywood has seen in years and she will gloat in the sheer glory of her stardom. Finally, she will be known for her greatness, something she knew all along was hers, to begin with. She will have all the best directors, producers beating a path to her door in a bidding frenzy to see who gets her to play the biggest parts in Hollywood. Her name will be up in lights, her footprints and name finally on Hollywood's Walk of Fame. She will get guest shots on all the talk shows, guest shots on TV series, maybe get her own series. She will finally be known for the greatness that she is. And everyone will see how wonderful and gorgeous and great an actress she has been all along. No one had figured it out before, that's all. They will know. With Harry's backing, his love, his child, his money, his titles, his wealth, and cash, she will finally be where she should have been all along. One of the greatest actresses Hollywood has ever known, and she will be remembered as such for all eternity. No one will ever forget who Meghan Markle is. Her name will be on everyone's lips, she will be showered with gifts, flowers, champagne, Oscars, the best of the best for her from now on. She will finally get her just desserts, for she will be where she always has known where she belonged, and that was at the pinnacle of Hollywood fame. It all will be hers for the asking, and she will revel in her own glory for the rest of her life and beyond. Nothing will be outside her grasp. She will fly high, being remembered as one of the great actresses in Hollywood until her time on earth is over. She will always be remembered as being one, if not the best, that Hollywood has ever produced. This will be her legacy to the world. The world will bow at her feet. And all this because she set a plan in motion, she studied, plotted, schemed, and made her way to meet a rich prince who finally was able to take her to places she always knew she belonged. How great is she to have accomplished such a feat? She is the best of the best, and the whole world will know it. Except maybe for the one person who got her there, and that is poor Harry. He will not be feeling so jubilant. He will be miserable because he gave up everything he loved to get here for his love of a woman who doesn't really exist. She was a phantom in his heart that he fell for hard, but that phantom disappeared quite a while ago, and in her place is someone he doesn't know or even like. Now with a son, how can he leave and not take that much-loved son with him? Meghan Markle will never allow that. So he stays out of desperation and misery. He should have known better, he should have thought this out more, got to know her longer as his brother warned him. He should have listened to those around him. He kicks himself for not doing that. Now, what does he have? No titles, no prestige, no money from daddy, no family close, no friends to talk to, not even an adoring public who cares about him anymore. He has nothing but Archie, and that simply is not enough. Now the once great prince called simply Harry has to decide how to cut his losses and run home. That, my friends, is Harry's dilemma. How to do this gracefully without looking too much like the fool he knows he is. This will take some time, experience, and soul-searching to figure out a way to come out of this with his son, his reputation, and his well-being for once, done correctly. How will he accomplish this? I have no idea. He will have to eat crow and admit all his past and present mistakes and hope that Meghan Markle doesn't take him to cleaners or cut him off completely from seeing his son. He knows his family will take him back, they always do. But separating himself and his money from Meghan Markle will take an act of God to accomplish, and with that, I wish him good luck. Simply Harry, you are gonna need it. And you? Do you agree with me? Please let your opinion in the comments section and everyone will discuss it. Remember to like and share my video for anyone who needs it. Also as subscribing to the new version of the Sussex Daily News channel to get more news from the royal family by our team. Now, have a nice day and see you in the next videos.